Hello everybody, this is TalkMan207 here with his tech, and as you can see, I don't have a face cam right now, but that is because, my gaming channel now, I kind of want that to be my main one, and even though I started posting videos first on my tech channel, my gaming channel was up way before anything else. So yeah, and plus gaming, more people will be able to enjoy that more than this, but I'll still care about this, but I don't want to do all the face cam stuff and try to get dressed and look all cool and stuff because I need more time to edit and make videos on my other channel, and I'll make that one more popular than this one. But anyway, that's just why I don't have a face cam. But today we're going to be putting a 1 terabyte SSD in. I'm going to call this the most lit Mac Mini of all time. This is a 2012 Mac Mini. Let's look at the ports here. This is a 2012 Mac Mini because, as you can see, the newer ones have 2 Thunderbolt ports and this one only has 1, and the older ones in this have an optical drive or something like that. But anyway, this is the 2012 version. But why I call this the most lit Mac Mini of all time is because I'm going to list off the specs. So this thing has 2 drives in it, 1 SSD and 1 hard drive in it currently. It has an i7 processor, and the current Mac Minis, they for some reason downgraded it to i5s, but this one has an i7. It has 16 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM. It's just lit because it has 2 drives and it has an i7, and the current ones don't. And the only thing I don't like about it is how, or just barely, just because it doesn't have a second Thunderbolt port for 3 monitors, so I can only have 2 monitors in here unless I have an HDMI splitter. But let's look at the ports. So we have a power button here. Well, it's not a port, but power, Ethernet, Firewire 800. This is a vent right here. HDMI. This thing's decently heavy, so I'm shaking. HDMI Thunderbolt port, USB 3.0 ports, SD card, audio, and microphone. And basically, this is the most lit Mac Mini in the whole wide world. So I already told you why. But now it has a 1 terabyte hard drive and 250 gigabyte SSD, and we're just gonna put this up to 1 terabyte. So now I'm gonna bust it open. So to open one of these, I just need to rotate it like this, and actually I'll show you first. You can see little dots and stuff. Well, all you do is you just want to rotate to the left to this symbol right here, but then you just pop it off, and now you're inside the Mac Mini. So I'm gonna put this on the ground, and I probably should zoom in or something, I'm gonna do that. So I'll be right back. Okay, this is gonna be the best teardown video ever because now I got a super good viewing angle of the Mac Mini. So everything in here is very compact and stuff, so you got to be very careful not to cut any wires and mess up all the Wi-Fi and stuff, cards and airport card, just don't mess with anything. So, or you have to mess with things to open it, but I'm just saying just don't touch anything that you don't need to touch. So first I'm going to take out the 16 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM. So previous videos I already told you, but you just pull on the sides and then pull straight out. Be very careful. 16 gigabytes, so yeah. And then under here, there's another set of tabs. It's under it. And this one, just wiggle. And there, we have it. Now, I am going to take this hex screw on here. It's a smaller size, but these are for these 2 bolts or whatever right here. And this is to take out the Wi-Fi capabilities of the Mac. So first I'm going to take out these 2 right here and put them off to the side. And now I need a torque screw driver bit thing to get these 2 right here. Okay, now I'm just going to put on the bit. Wow, my voice cracked, that's nice. And just unscrew these flat torque screws. Very tiny, not that tiny, but flat. Okay, so I got that now, and now this thing can come off, but I think I want to take out the fan first because that's how you get to it. So now we have even smaller torque screwdriver or screws, but this is too big, but I know where I can get a smaller one, so I'll be right back. Okay, I got a screwdriver, but I don't know what size the bit is, but I got it from, I have a Ring doorbell, so you can use the one that came with that, so that's cool. A cool tip, if you don't have a screwdriver, that's the right size, just use the one that came with the Ring. So I'm just gonna unscrew right here, and another screw right here, and now you can just and one more right here in the bottom right corner. So after you unscrew all that, I can carefully lift up on the fan. Careful not to rip any wires. Wow, let me put that off to the side. So now, as you can see, there's just the fan and its cable. That's a very long screw. Okay, so now I'm gonna set that right there, and now I am going to pry very gently on the fan cable, and I got it off. It's I'll let you look at it, but it's like a very tiny cable right here. So if it could focus, thanks. Okay, so it's just a very tiny thing, so be very careful with the wires and stuff, but I got it out, so I know you can too. Okay, now back to the Mac Mini. Now I've pried on everything, I got everything out, so now I'm ready to pull up. Okay, so now I need to start prying up a little bit on this metal mesh thing with the antenna on it, and now I have got that out of the way, and I can actually see the old Samsung SSD in there. So now it's gonna get complicated. I think I actually have to pull this whole thing out of the aluminum case because that's how they compacted it in there, or put it in there in the first place. So yeah, maybe while I'm at it, I can get a swab and clean up some of the dust. But I think we actually have to take the whole thing out of there, and it's probably on that one screw. Okay, I did a little bit of research, and actually there's a screw right here. I needed to come out from this little panel right here, and you need to move this out because there's actually a decent amount more steps before we can actually slide this thing out. We need to unhook these connectors right here and unplug a few back there, and then after we do a little bit of that, it's just be very careful when you unplug all the extra cables, and that's what's keeping this thing from coming out. And after that, then we can successfully take out this. And well, there's also two screws down here that need to come out. So I'm going to start by prying up on the hard drive and this other connector. Now you can, I'll zoom in, I'll show you. These little tabs that connected to the thing had to the motherboard. What am I even saying? The hard drive connector that was connected to the motherboard, the ribbon had to be popped off, and now that's a step done. Now I can move this out of the way and start unplugging some more stuff. Okay, I had a little bit of assistance, and all you need to do is just unscrew one more screw from the the motherboard, and then put a little bit of pressure on the heatsink, and then you can actually like slide this out, and there's the motherboard, and there's like a speaker and stuff, heatsink, or not, yeah, heat spreader thing, or that's a heat spreader, I don't know, but that's the logic board, or motherboard, what am I saying? And then here's the SSD. I just need to lift up on it and pull it out. It's right there. It's pretty dusty, but I can clean that up later. And then there you go. So now I have successfully gotten all the way into the Mac, and you can see the 1 terabyte hard drive is right there, and I already unplugged these 2 pins, and yeah. So now I am going to unbox this Samsung 850 EVO right here. It's the 1 terabyte SSD. I've already copied the files. What's it called? Duplicated the SSD from here to here, like official, like cloned it, like actually cloned it. So everything that's on that one is going to be on this one. Now, there's just a few things on here, which is the ribbon cable to connect it directly into the logic board by SATA, and then basically it's just a tiny little enclosure, and I'll be taking that off. Okay, so the SSD, like I made the last clip, I said it was really easy. Well, there's actually a sheet of plastic or whatever, and that's held on by some adhesive, so like I might mess that up. So I'm gonna have someone else do it, and basically all you need to do is unscrew this torque and this other torque screw, and then take off this plastic that's holding it, and then basically all that does is just holds this ribbon SATA to connection right here. It's really simple. So I'm actually gonna skip ahead and show it to you when it's done. I got the old SSD out of its enclosure, and here's what it looks like. So it's just a 250 gigabyte Samsung SSD 840. So it's pretty decent, pretty cool. And I'm probably gonna be putting it in either my main laptop or this new laptop I'm getting as a replacement for this Mac Mini here, because I share this with someone, my dad. And anyway, he's gonna take it back now, so I'm gonna get a new, well, somewhat new. Basically, it's a used Apple computer, and it's a MacBook Pro 2008. And I would have been getting the new one, but there's just reasons. So I'm going back down to this old one for some reason. But it would be nice to have a nice SSD in there. So that's what I'm going to use this for. So, yeah. Okay, I got the new 1 terabyte SSD, and it's a new enclosure. We got some, what am I saying? I already explained this before. So we already got everything back to where it needs to be. So it's going to be sitting in there like that. So it's pretty cool. I also used a spudger to pry up on this antenna because it was kind of getting in my way and stuff. So now I got that out. So be very careful with this. You don't want to break this. It's important. Unless you want to be wired to a wall for the rest of your life using Ethernet. And I don't think you want to, because that's what this is for. So, yeah. Okay, I have everything back together, and I also reattached the Wi-Fi antenna, and I put the logic board back in. And now all I need to do is seal everything up and screw everything back in and put the fan back in. Okay, I got everything back together, the fan and the airport card. I know this video is kind of rushed, but I was almost out of time. So the last thing to put is my favorite, is the RAM. So the bottom one's always kind of complicated to put in, but it's pretty easy. You just have to go under this tabs, and then the top one's always the easiest. So it just goes in like that, very carefully. Put it down, and last but not least is the lid. And you've successfully completed the Mac. So thank you so much for watching, and this is probably a video that is probably easier to watch and be more useful than my other ones, because my other stuff is obsolete stuff, but this is actually decently current. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.